So looking at your big board here, it is pretty interesting that, you as a lot of other rankers have Sanders ahead of Cam Ward. And, I've seen Mel Kiper, ESPN talking about, I think Joe Klatt even talked about having Sanders above him. What's your explanation for that? Is it just you like Sanders' game to transition better into NFL, or you just don't like Ward's game compared to Sanders' game?
Yeah, they're one spot apart on my big board, 8 and 9. I do have Sanders 8, and Sanders was my bell-to-bell quarterback one. I do like him a little bit more, and like him a little bit more in the translation to the NFL. Shedeur Sanders, elite accuracy, elite placement. He'll put that ball wherever he wants it. Consistently leads guys into space. Does cool things with the ball, shading it away from defenders, giving his receiver the best of it. That thing of facilitating the yak yardage with leading the receiver into space. The other thing with that is he does not turn the ball over. So those two skills absolutely 100% will translate to the NFL. The chain mover guy, the elite accuracy, and is going to take care of the ball for you. Whereas with he just super steady Eddie Shedeur Sanders. Whereas with Cam Ward, you get more of the roller coaster ride. Cam Ward for sure has the better arm, no question about it. And it leads to more explosive plays. But that comes in conjunction with an elevated turnover rate. Last year, Cam Ward 3 times Shedeur Sanders' turnover worthy play rate. And the way that I see this, my supposition is that you cannot lower the turnover worthy play rate and what you see with Cam Ward with that without doing so in kind to his explosive play rate. This is the Brett Favre corollary. You can't make him be more conservative without, again, in kind, lowering the explosive plays. To get access to all those explosive plays, you have to live with the turnovers. So Cam Ward's team, you are going to experience more the up and down. There's going to be game flipping plays where he makes a throw that you haven't seen in a while, and it's going to lead to an explosive play. There's also going to be times where people are putting their heads through walls because he threw an interception that flipped the game late. So, I mean, you're going to have to live with some of that kind of stuff. I do like the ceiling on that player, but I think there's always going to be that elevated turnover rate within his game.
Have
Here's what's
you?
interesting. Oh, go ahead. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Have you, or would you take a position on his over under of 8.5? It's up to plus 285, plus 300. A lot of books. So, do you think he's going to go under that, or do you think he's going over 8.5 pick?
Plus 285 is the over.
Under plus 285.
Oh, I would nibble on that for sure. I don't think that's a fixed outcome. I mean, the Giants, why would their ownership group have gone to Shedeur Sanders' last private workout, including with their coaching staff, if they weren't interested? Definitely not saying the Giants will take him, but I think it's the two outcomes before that I think are fixed. Cam Ward 1, Travis Hunter 2. I think the Giants pick it's like 85% Abdul Carter, but I do think you have to put 15% on Shedeur Sanders, something like that, just because of the presence of that. And then I also think, you look at some of the slots, in between. There's a possibility not only for trades, but you could see Shedeur Sanders go before that. It'll be interesting to see with the Saints in the 9 slot. Obviously, that number is nodding to that. Do the Saints are the Saints in on Shedeur Sanders? We'll see on that. And then do they get skittish if they are teams trying to hop them? So but at those odds, nearly 3 to 1, I would nibble on the under.
Here's what's interesting to me. You've got Shedeur Sanders comp. If we're going to go into the comps, now I love him. It's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Cam Ward is Jordan Love. The way you described Cam Ward and the high turnover probability and the difficulty in taking that down, that to me feels more like Baker Mayfield than Jordan Love. I thought, last year could be an anomaly with Jordan Love because he was injured for much of the year. So why the Jordan Love comp for for Cam Ward when Baker Mayfield is usually the guy who is more prone to turnovers, and the kind of play that you just described is akin to the way Cam Ward plays.
Yeah, as you guys know, like prospects when they get into the NFL, the circumstance and the situation that they're in can obviously heavily influence them. It can make or break them, and it can also change somewhat their tendency as players. Through the scheme and through the culture and whatnot. When Jordan Love came out of Utah State, I believe his last season there, it was 12 to 14 interceptions. It was like he threw a bunch of interceptions, but you had the really cool stuff with the sidearm, the slots, getting the ball out quickly, had all the arm talent in the world. And he got his multiple years sitting in the NFL, trying to work through some of that stuff, waiting his turn. And the Green Bay Packers system now, there has been some inoculation of that, but he has obviously improved with that. With that comp, I am nodding back to Jordan Love coming out of Utah State. With Cam Ward, the similar things you're going to have to work on there. But again, I think that turnover worthy rate's going to stay high. But I just think the prospect of Cam Ward coming out of Miami is very similar to what we saw with Jordan Love coming out of Utah State.
Simon, right now, if you had to make a bet, would you rather bet on Baker Mayfield or would you rather bet on Jordan Love as a quarterback? Who are you more comfortable betting on?
I mean, we all know here on the show, chat, we're a Baker show. We love Baker.
I was going to say, to me, it's Baker, no brainer.
Baker's been good to us.
I'm not sure I'm betting on Jordan Love without Matt LaFleur. But I just think that's an interesting comp. I like what Thor did here because you guys know how much I love the comps, and now I'm all in. And so I do not have to be intractable when it comes to my positions and opinions.